What's up, guys? CrispyCollectibles here with Sam Gilbert. What did you do?
I got first place at the OTS at JJ's Comics.
And what did you play?
Played Dragon Link Pure with a lot of hand traps, a lot of interaction. It's a really good deck this format, and we'll get right into it.
Alright, any shout outs or anything you want to give? Or?
Yeah, to honestly everyone in Arizona. Arizona's some of the hardest working duelists around, and I took like a 4.5-year break from the game, and I just got back in, and without the help of everyone to help me like learn and understand how to play modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I definitely wouldn't be where I am right now. So just a shout out to everyone who helped me out along the way. Shout out to AZ Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
Profile real quick.
So we played 3 Tracers. Some people played 2, but I played 3 because you never don't want to see it. Even if you see 2, I'd rather see 2 than none, and you just, again, are always going to want access to it. So it'd be the 3 of that. 2 Rocket Synchron, really good in the grind game, the best normal summon really that you can have a lot of the time. We've got 1 Recharger, and that's just obvious for making Pega Ruler. And then we've got 2 Absorouter. This card's insane, honestly. Like, I have played 3 before. I really like it. Every time I open it, my combos are usually really, really good. 2 Noctivision, it's another really good card. 1 Chamber. I played the Chamber engine because I think that tidying is really good right now. It's very good against DPE. It's really good against all the Brave Token shenanigans. And it's just a really easy interruption. It's like a good starter that gets you an interruption plus follow-up because it lets you do it again on the following turn, which I think is really powerful. So I decided to still include that.
Okay.
We've got 3 Seyfarts. The card's broken. 1 black, 1 white dragon. Those cards are broken. Levy, it's a staple. Galactic Spiral, so this is something that's in the deck now because of the zombie vampire. It's really strong because it's basically just a free extender. Sometimes it can be bricky because you have to have a board already to make it work, but when you hit it in the grave, it's literally free, and if you have it in your hand, it's also literally just a free discard. So it was really good, honestly. There was only 1 time where it came up dead, but I still won that game. 1 Chaos Emperor Dragon of Armageddon. So not everyone plays this, but I think this card is like really nice. It gives you an extender plus follow-up because it lets you add something back from the banish pile. It also allows you to play around really interesting board states sometimes because of its ability to send cards from your opponent's field to the grave. It's also just another level 8 to make Zombie Vampire with, and it's really easy to go for game with because it's another 3000 attack card, which is great with the access code Talker plays that this deck almost always wins with. Red MD, it is kind of a brick sometimes, but I still play it because I've seen a lot of people just run Nib again. People are just running a lot of hand traps now, so I'm getting nibbed more often, and I just want this when I get nibbed on seal, because if you still have this in the deck when they Nibiru your seal, you will probably win still, because like they're giving up so much value and you're going to just keep going for free. And those were all the cards for the Dragon Engine for the monsters. And then for the hand traps, we played 3 Nib, 3 Ash, or 3 Ogre, and then 3 Lancia. So I think Nib and Ash are like just really, really good this format right now. So these are just kind of generic. This is also really, really good this format right now, but the ability that you can summon this off the Zombie Vampire as an interruption is something that put this over the top, in my opinion, to just main 3 of. And that's kind of the same with Lancia. I honestly kind of hate Lancia. It's really mid a lot of the time, and sometimes it just like auto wins you the game for no reason. But it is still really good because a lot of the time you literally get it just for free. And you can also, again, summon it off of the Zombie Vampire, which is just really powerful. So I think it's still just good to include in this deck. And again, if you make a really powerful board with Lancia, it kind of goes from being mid to like pretty good. So that's why I chose those. And then 3 Chaos Space, that card is insane. 3 Quick Launch is also insane. It's better E-Telly, basically. And then the 2 Field Spells and Called By. Called By is really, really, really good. Definitely main decking that right now. And then 2 Tidyings for the Dragon Maid engine. The main deck was 43. I really wanted to get it down to 40, but the 43 made sense with all the side deck numbers, so that's just what it ended up being.
Is there anything in the main deck that you would have changed?
Honestly, I want to try a build at 40 with a different side deck.
What would you take out of the main?
So I would try cutting these. These cards are all really good in their own right, but
they are cards that contribute to the most brick hands of like not working at all. So I wanted to try tweaking around my side deck a little bit and build with 40 without these, but I'm not saying that's definitively better because these cards are all really good sometimes. It's just the hands where you lose are usually just the hands you can't play, and these cards contribute most to that. So that's something I would try out.
And then for the extra deck, we've got 1 Striker Dragon, a staple, 1 Pistia staple, Romulus staple, 2 Seal. I've seen some people say you can do 1, and I agree you could do 1, but I think that 2 is still just where you want to be, especially with this build. I'm playing so many interactive hand traps in like the main and the side that I'm going to have a really grindy game a lot of the time after after game 1. So this is going to allow me to grind a lot better. 1 Hulk. This is kind of like my flex that I play. I play him because when you have the ability to go into this going second, it facilitates a way easier OTK, and also going first, if you have just say like abs plus quick launch, going into this gets you full pisty like combo, adding all the field spells to your hand, adding the follow-up of Rocket Synchron to your hand, and you end on the seals still. With all like 7 cards in hand, so it creates the most broken turn 1 in my opinion for the deck, and it also creates really good going second plays sometimes to crack boards, so that's why I played that one. Also, sometimes people will just like rush to negate this when it didn't even matter that much, just because they're afraid of what this could be, because they're not like sure of what I play in my deck. 1 Dark is really good, just staple, steals DPE. Quad Boral, this card is really good as well, staple for the Rocket deck. IP, another just staple, Dark Link, and then we got the Nightmare and Access Code. Chaos Ruler is staple, Warlord Savage is staple, Hot Red is staple, and then this guy's kind of staple at this point, 1 Zombie Vampire. It is an insane card. The ability to get the free extender plus the ability for it to possibly be an interruption or just hit cards like Tidying, Safer, Levy, just things that allow you to keep going, and the fact that it's just so huge, and if they don't kill it, it creates more follow-up next turn. Card is really good. Also, the fact that when you bring back Chaos Ruler with its banish effect, if you overlay with it and then detach, it goes to the grave, not the banish pile. It really helps the deck's grind game being able to continually do that, as well as for cards like the Spiral Dragon and the Chaos Emperor Armageddon Dragon, because if those go to the grave, you can like reborn them or you get them back with Safer. So it just gives the deck a lot, in my opinion, in terms of grind capabilities. And then for the side deck, so the side deck I actually changed a little bit since the tournament, so I'll tell you what I played in the tournament and then what I'm playing now. I'm still playing this. This is the best hand trap going second, I think. And I only really wanted it going second because the thing with Dragon Link is when you're comboing through your going first plays, you're going to draw quite a few cards. You're also going to hit lights off of your Pepega Ruler effect, right, for hand traps. But this is the hand trap that you can't hit and like use after the fact. I want to be able to hit interruptions as I'm comboing, right? Like to me, the strength of this deck is that you create a board that is really good. Like you have multiple interruptions in your monster zone. You have like, you know, maybe a trap if you got to Tidying, but you also have like 2 to 3 hand traps in hand, and you took a card from them with Levy. So you're kind of attacking from a lot of different angles. So I didn't want to sacrifice that by playing a card that can be high impact, but if I'm drawing it in my combo, it's just dead. But going second, it's insane, so obviously I still wanted it in the sideboard. Droll and Lockbird, this is another card that going second against a lot of decks is just really good. Anything with Illusion of Chaos, a lot of the Adventurer decks, I'll still just side it because it's good with another hand trap. Droll is really good. So one change I made is I was running Imperm at the OTS, and since then I have swapped it for Lightning Storm. The only reason I ran Imperm was because I wanted a card that could interact well with Philanderies while also being a good top deck versus that deck. And Imperm was fine, but I just kind of realized after that this is like way better. This card can deal with the Philanderies full combo just by itself. And then if you draw this plus Ogre or this plus Twin Twisters, which is another card in a side deck, you basically out everything without them being able to do anything, because you get rid of the field spell, the trap with this, and then you get rid of their monsters with this. So, and it also just gives you more like really powerful cards against rogue matchups like Sky Striker and Eldritch and stuff. So
yeah, those are really good. And I played in tournaments since then, and these have been very, very good. And then another change I made is I was playing 2 talents at the OTS, but I have swapped them since for these. Reason being is talents was there as just kind of an extra piece. It was like a card I would side in when I just went first or needed like extra cards, but I was boarding out good engine pieces, so there really wasn't any reason for me to be doing that. And a lot of the time, talents is a card where if it's resolving, you're probably already winning, or if it was just another extender, it would have been better anyways, or just as good. So I decided to play these just to further increase like the probability of winning my rogue matchups, because I'm pretty bad against skill drain game 1, and I wanted to be able to make sure I could interact with that. Also, a lot of Flunder decks now are maining that Harpy's Feather trap, the one that like negates all. Oh yeah, Harpy's Feather Storm, the one that negates all the effects. So this is really actually good against them. So that's why I swapped those. But yeah, that was the deck. It's really good. I think that if you are interacting well, it will do a really good job for you. It's just about using all the hand traps correct, and then OTKing for the most part, and then knowing when it's like good to kind of sit back and grind and just use your seals. But yeah, it performed really well, and I was really happy with it.
All right, cool, man. Congratulations on getting first place.
Thank you.
And see you guys next time.